What in the David Hasselhoff's wet dream do we have going on out here? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be replacing the power window motors in this 1996 WS6 Trans Am. So I'm going to show you the process, try to make it nice, quick, painless, and we'll go from there. So let's get started. All right, well, I jumped ahead a little, so I'm going to be backtracking here. This door panel, first thing you're going to do is you're going to pull this off. All right, it slides right in here. There's just one screw right there. You can see someone had worked on it. And this little slide thing, it does just pop off of this. All right. So you just pop that off, and then you can slide this whole thing forward. And after you get that off, you're going to have a total of 4 of these bigger screws. 2 near the handle, 1 down here, and then 1 down here. Now most of these are pretty easy to find, but if you look, you have to look in the pocket for one, for the bottom one. And then way up under the handle is the other one. Real easy to miss. This one's obvious, and that one obvious. So that's a door panel. I mean, all it does is, as you can see, these little, it just falls into place. There's no little pops or anything on it. So this comes off really easy once you get the 4 screws and the handle off. Then you are going to take out the bucket for the speaker and unplug it. Nice and simple, nothing special there. Now me, I am pretty lucky because I have holes drilled here. So you can see there's a hole there, there's a partial hole there, and there's a hole there. So that means that someone at some time replaced this motor. Now, what I did was I did test. This is my second new switch. I was hoping it was a switch. It's not. I followed the lines. I had the plug here. I hit it with the test light. It was working with the switch. So I was getting power all the way to the motor. Told me it's a motor problem. So, biggest problem I had was the window was down. So what I did was I took these 3 nuts and bolts out, here, here, and here, pulled the window up, put the motor back in. That way, the window was up when this car was outside. Now we're in the garage, and we're going to pull this off and install the new motor. So I'm going to get to working. There's really nothing to see here as far as recording. Like I said, nut and bolt, nut and bolt, nut and bolt. 3 of them. So I'm going to get that off, get the new motor, and we're going to go from there. As you can see, we got the motor out. And there are a shit ton of holes around here. So basically, what I'm going to do is on the new one, I'm going to mark it. I can go onto the back and I can see where it was scratched up. So it's going to be this hole here we're going to use. The very far one. And then we're going to use this hole here. And then that hole there. So on the new one, I'm going to mark that hole, and that hole. That way when I go to put it in, it goes in the exact same spot that the old one came out. So let's pull the new one out and see what it looks like. All right, in case you're curious, I got these off of Amazon. These are a premium power window lift motor, compatible with Camaro, Astro, a bunch of other crap. For the pair, you're looking at 45 bucks. So I don't know if these are left or right or whatnot. So let's just unbox these. Look at one. All right, that looks like the right one. Let me look at the other one. I'm assuming they're different, but who knows? Nope, they're not different. They look the same. Hopefully they are. I'm not sure. So either way, I'm gonna stab one of these in the car and see if it works. All right, so like I was saying before, you can see here, here, and here. This is where the screws were. So I marked it here, here, and here. However, you're not going to be seeing this side. It's going to go in like this. So I went through and I marked the insides. So now I'm going to take this, stab it in there, get it bolted in, connect the switch, and pray for the best. Now, I don't know if it's going to be clocked all the way up, all the way down. I'm not sure how this motor works. I'm going to start with it all the way up and try to go down. And if that doesn't work, I'll lower the window, put it back in, and hopefully it will. Let's find out. Change of plans. It doesn't matter where you put this motor in, because if you see, I hit the button, Motor's working fine. It doesn't stop, so it has to have some sort of pressure switch on it. You can see if I hit auto, it just goes. It doesn't stop. So obviously it has some sort of pressure switch, so you just stab the motor in and wherever it lands, it lands. Oh wait, that actually stopped. Oh, let me go all the way forward. Alright, well, I'm gonna go right there. Let's do it. It's been a minute. We got it all bolted in. Now, the package comes with 4 nuts and bolts, and it's Phillips head and 7mm. There were only 3 here. There's probably supposed to be a 4th. Don't know where it goes. I don't see any other mounting spots. So, I'm going to roll with 3. That's all that we're holding the motor in. Should be good. So, we're going to turn the key, and hopefully, we have a working window. All right. Okay. It doesn't go too far. Let's see automatic. Make sure it stops. Hand close. All right. That's working. All right. So what I am going to do now is I don't know about the passenger side. Just in case I have to drill these holes. You know what I'll do? I'll grab a tape measure for you guys in case you have to drill them. Well, this one's going to be obvious. You just got to make this hole oblong. Then go like 1.5 inches higher. Right at the end of that clip right there. Drill that one. And this one just go like, I don't know, about 2.5 inches down. And a little to the outside. So, yeah, I'm calling this a win. Before I put it back together, though, we're going to jump over there. One other thing, just so you can see, nothing's happening. I mean, what are the chances of both window motors going at the same time? Passenger side, it was always sketchy, but now they're both dead. Alright guys, here we are on the passenger side, and I'm going to show you how to get the panel out since I did not over there. So, first thing you want to do is you want to lift up your little controller. Just lift it up. Undo these 2 switches. There is, for me, there's a light bulb in here. I am not sure where that's supposed to go because I don't see anywhere for it to clip in here. So that's just gonna get stuff back down there. Next we're gonna take out that 1 screw right there. Easy enough. Now the first time I did it, it was kind of tricky. I didn't know how to get this lock out, but it ended up kind of just falling out. So this has been on here for a while, so I gotta kind of break it free. I'm hoping I get lucky and it looks like they glued it or something. Hoping I get lucky and someone to replace this motor at one point. I don't know yet. So let me break this free from the glue. I don't know why the hell they glued it, but whatever. It is what it is. Let me get a little razor and kind of cut that. Give me a sec. Alright, so you're going to get to here. I got all the glue undone. You're going to move this forward. You are going to move this as far forward as you can, and then, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, I'm going to go on the back side here with my finger and pop this little latch off. Hopefully I didn't break that. We're going to find out in a second. And then it just kind of wiggles out. Just like that. And, yeah, I don't think I broke it. So yeah, this little latch just sits on just like that. Just goes right into that hole there. And that's it. And, now that I look at the back side of this, that's where the light goes. So I'll have to remember that. So now we're going to have a total of 4 screws. We're going to have 1 here, 1 here, 1 down here, and 1 over here. Do not try to pull this off. All you're going to do is break the clips. This, once you get it all off, it just pulls out and straight up. Nice and easy. So let me set you guys down so you can see, and we'll get her off. got all the screws out. And in my case, there was only one. So at this point, you just lift it up. Be careful with your wires. Come on, baby. All right. Well, unfortunately, I do not have the holes on this side for the motor, so I'm going to have to drill them out, apparently. No big deal. Let me get it set up. All right, so like I was saying, I do not have the holes drilled here. So what I'm going to do is make myself a template. Now, I have the other motor, and I know exactly where the old screws were, but this one's going to be reversed. So even though the motor sits like this, these two aren't up here. They're actually down low on the passenger side, and there's only one up top. Now, you could throw a flashlight in here, and you could look down, and you can also feel that there's only one on the top. So I'm going to make a template out of the cardboard, and I'll show you how I'm going to utilize that. All right, so I popped a hole in the box that the motor came in, and I can see just from the scratches where the old holes were. So I'm going to pop one there, I'm going to pop one here, and I'm going to pop one here. Now that should tell me where I got to drill. So I'm going to cut this cardboard out flat, we're going to line her up, we're going to mark her. All right, so you can see I got my template here. The hole is where the gear goes, and you can see those are my 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. So this side, now over on that side, it was reversed because of the motor. But on this side, there's only 1 hole at the top and 2 at the bottom. You know what? Maybe it was like that over there. I don't remember. So either way, you're going to have this little bulge here. Now this is where your gear ends. So that's where that end hits right there. And you'll be able to see roughly the way the motor clocked. It goes up at around 10:30 or so, 11 o'clock. So I'm going to put this in here, kind of line it up, and I'm going to mark my 3 holes. So let me put the camera down and mark it, and then we'll get back and start drilling. All right, so I don't have the world's greatest drill bits, but through a combined effort of 1 broken step bit, followed by a bigger broken step bit, you can see I exposed the screws. Now, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully there's only 3. I'm going to go on the back side here. Like I said, this has got to be the stock motor, because I don't know any other way to do this besides drilling. So hopefully there's only 3, and we'll try to pull this motor. On this side, I did not pull the speaker. I really should pull that, but I might be able to snake it out this way. Well, you know what? Now I'm going to have to pull the speaker because I'm going to have to hold it. So I'll pull the speaker, pull these 3 nuts and bolts, and see where we end up. So yeah, it was only 3 nuts and bolts. And I have to assume that this was a factory one because it does look a lot different. This was a replacement, and it looks exactly like what I got. This one, you can see the differences between the two. Hold on. This sticks out here. This is recessed here. This panel here, looks like you could take this whole clip off with just 2 nuts and bolts. This one you can't. And backside, this is flat. All right. 2 little things that you might want to do to make your life easier is, number 1, plug in the motor before mounting it. And number 2, when you do mount it, just barely get the nuts on the back of these bolts, because it only falls in one way, but it's a little tight. So let's give her a try. Get a little power going. All right. Nothing. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's got to be right. Let's try this other switch. Oh. All right. So the motor's working. So basically, it's got to order like a $10 switch. I mean, I could hear it. wanting to do something, but it ain't doing nothing. So yeah, I'm calling it a win. I'll order a switch, get this off Amazon for like $8 or whatever. No big deal. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Now would be a good time to go through, and if you're anything like me, clean up any glass that you might find in there, because apparently this window was broken at one time. But other than that, I'm pretty happy. To make your life a little easier, I'm going to give you guys some measurements here. So, if you want to go, starting from the top, you want to go down 6 inches and over 11.5. That'll give you your first hole. Your second hole, if you want to go down 8.5 and over roughly 9.5, that'll give you your second hole. And your third hole, you're going to be able to see it because it's in that big opening right there. So that's going to do it for the windows, guys. You don't need to see me throw the rest on. I got to go looking for screws that fit this because none were in here. That's going to do it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and get off the couch and get in the garage. Alright, just popped the hood. I found the cause of all my problems. Freaking mice. Get out of here.